Hi guys, welcome to Creatively Homemade. My name is Jennifer and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I love to share fun and creative paper crafting tutorials with you, from cards to memory keeping to 3D items like this cute little gift card holder I'm going to be sharing with you today. So today's project was made with the Tags and Trimmings stamp set and the Trim Your Stocking die set. I've been sharing projects with this set all week long, so if you've missed my other videos, be sure to go back and check those out. I also have a scrapbook page that I made with it and a cute little card. And also I wanted to tell you about my Freebie Friday. Every Friday I share a cute little tutorial that's exclusive for my email subscribers. And today I used that same die set to make a cute little Rudolph pillow box treat holder. So if you would like to get this tutorial, I will let you know at the end of this video how you can sign up and get that. So let's get started and I will show you how to make this cute stocking gift card holder. Okay, we're going to be starting with doing some die cutting. So I've got my Trim Your Stocking die set and my die cut machine already out. Flip that over. You're going to need quite a few of the pieces here. You need the stocking, you need the pillow box base, you're going to need the cuff, heel, and toe, you're going to need the little jingle bell piece, and the snowflake. So I'm going to start by doing the pillow box. And I'm going to do this one in garden green cardstock. The sample I made was in red, so I thought I'd switch it up. So I'm going to first cut the pillow box base. Then I'm going to cut the stocking itself. Okay, now I've got some pieces of Quilted Chrismas Designer Series paper. I'm using this checked pattern, and you want to cut the cuff, heel, and toe from that. Run those back through. Okay. Then you need to use a little piece of gold foil paper or silver foil paper. I don't happen to have any silver, but silver would be cute. And cut that little jingle bell. Okay. Okay, and then lastly, you just need a piece of Whisper White scrap paper. And I'm going to cut the snowflake and this little pom-pom trim, which I failed to mention when I was pulling out my dies. Now these are more intricate dies, so I recommend either using your precision platform plates, or if you're using the regular magnetic platform like I am, run it through your die cut machine at least 3 or 4 times to make sure that that cuts completely. Okay, so that's good. Now sometimes these don't release, the paper doesn't release from your die on these more intricate shapes. So if you pull out your foam pad and your die brush and just run that over the back of the die, that can get that to release very easily. So if you don't have one of these die brushes, I highly recommend it. It makes your life so much easier. So that's it for the die cutting. I'm going to put my die cut machine away and be right back. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be doing is some stamping on this stocking base. I've pulled out my grid mat to protect my work surface because we're going to be doing some stamping over the edge. And I've pulled out my Tags and Trimmings stamp set. We're going to be using the Enjoy stamp set, and we're going to be making a background on the stocking with these snowflakes. Now I wanted to point out there's also a couple of other background stamps that you could use. on this set. You could use the diagonal stripes here, which isn't a tag shape, but you could make that into a background if you'd like. And here's polka dots. That makes a really cute background as well. But today I'm using the snowflake background because I like that. So I've pulled out garden green ink. I'm doing garden green ink on garden green cardstock for a tone-on-tone look. So I'm just going to randomly stamp that snowflake all over the stocking here. You can kind of skip the toe and heel areas and the cuff areas. You don't have to cover those completely because they're going to be covered up with Designer Series paper that we cut earlier. So that's pretty good. And then the other thing I want to stamp is that Enjoy stamp. Now for this one, go ahead and pull out your cuff and line up where that goes so that you make sure that you don't stamp in that area where it would be covered up by the die cut. So there's the cuff and that little trim, and I just want to make sure I stamp right below that. So I'm inking up the Enjoy stamp in basic black. Actually, this is Tuxedo Black Memento ink. And then I am just stamping that right below that trim. Just like that. So that's it for the stamping. I'm going to put this stuff away and we are ready to assemble our little gift card holder. Okay, so I've got all my little die cut pieces. And before I start gluing everything together, I want to make a little bow that I'm going to use as an embellishment. So I've got some Crumb Cake Classic Weave ribbon here. And I'm just using my little bow maker that I made in another video. It's just made using a couple of nails and a wood block. So if you would like to see how I made that, be sure to click on all my videos and look for that. Of course, you can always make a ribbon or a bow by hand. I'm just not very good at it. This is much easier for me and I get a consistently good bow. So I'm just going to trim the tails here real quick. And by making your bow right on the spool of ribbon, you have a lot less waste that way. So that's one quick tip. Okay, so now we have all our pieces. You're done with that ribbon. You can set it aside. You want to use a stronger adhesive to adhere this. Anytime you're making a 3D item where you have flaps that are going to be opened or it's going to be handled frequently, use a strong adhesive like Fast Fuse or Terran tape. Mini glue dots works also. So we're going to start by putting all the little embellishments onto our stocking front, starting with that cuff. The only thing we aren't going to put on the front of the stocking until after it is filled is the little snowflake and the jingle bell and the bow. But everything else is going to go on first. It's just easier that way when you're able to work with it while it's flat. So I'm just using Fast Fuse to put this on here. And I'm going to go ahead and put the toe. Now of these two pieces, this one and this one, the bigger one is the toe and the smaller one is the heel. And you want to put the stitching towards the inside of the stocking. So the stitching for the toe is up here, and then the stitching for the heel will go on the inside as well. Okay, and then I want to go ahead and also add this trim, this little pom-pom trim that's going to go right beneath the cuff. So for that I'm going to use my fine tip glue pen. You can also use mini glue dots on that if you'd like, but I found it sticks a little bit better with the fine tip glue pen. It just takes a little bit to get the glue added to all the little spots, but that doesn't bother me. If you want to do it more quickly, you can put the glue dots all over it if you'd like. So I'm just going to set that right underneath the cuff there. And then one other tip with the fine tip glue is to set an old mounting block on top of it and let it set for a minute or two, and that will help adhere it. So while that is setting up, I'm going to go ahead and fold the score lines on my pillow box piece. And I'm just going to use a bone folder to make sure those are crisp folds. So you need to fold in the 2 side flaps. You need to fold down the top flap here. And then there's fold lines along the top and bottom to make the flaps for the pillow box. My tip for that is to start in the center because this is along a curve and it doesn't want to fold nicely. But if you start in the middle and then work your way out to the edge, you can get it to fold along that curve. So then just repeat that process for the other end. Okay. Now to put this together, I'm going to use tear and tape adhesive. You could also use a glue gun or Tombow liquid glue if you like. You want to run it the whole length of that flap because you don't want it coming apart. And I'm just going to turn that over and trim that on that angle. And trim off the excess. And then add tear and tape to the other side. And then you also want to add some tear and tape adhesive to this top little flap. Just a couple of little pieces would be fine. Just like that. So go ahead and pull your stocking piece out, and you want to fold that top flap down there as well. Starting in the center and then pushing out to the sides. Okay, now this piece is going to adhere so that it is lined up, so those top flaps are lined up, and then you're lining up the long edge here. So go ahead and give that tear and tape a press, and then remove the backing. So line up that top flap and then start pressing that into place. Okay, and give that a nice press to make sure it's all sealed. And then go ahead and remove the tape from this side. And then press that in to seal it. So you now have your nice little pillow box shape. The only other thing you need to do, this is going to go on the inside and press onto the wall of the stocking just to hold things shut. So you want to fold that inward and then fold that flap in. So let's go ahead and remove that adhesive, or the backing on that. So fold that in first and then fold that flap down. Now I recommend taking a bone folder or a pen or something and going in there and pressing that flap to the front piece. And that's just going to help it adhere better, since you can't really get your hand down in there to press that. Okay, so now you can go ahead and put your gift card in here if you'd like, or your chocolate or whatever you're putting in there. And then you want to fold the tab or the flap with that little notch cut out of it. Fold that in first. That gives you a little place for your recipient to grab it with their finger and pull that open. And then close the top flap. There we go. Now the only other thing we need to do is add our little snowflake and jingle bell. So I'm using glue dots to adhere that. So I'm just putting a glue dot in the center and putting that snowflake right up there at the edge. And then I'm going to put a glue dot on the jingle bell. and placing that about right there. And then I'm adding a mini glue dot to the back of my bow and sticking that right at the top of the jingle bell. And you're finished. That's all there is to it. So here are our finished gift card holders. Super cute. I can't decide which one I like better, the green or the red. If you prefer one or the other, be sure to leave me a comment below and let me know which color you prefer. Now I did want to let you know that the stamp set and die set that I used to make this project is going to be retiring with the retirement of the holiday catalog. So if you would like these items, be sure to pick them up because after January 2nd they aren't going to be available anymore. And if you purchase this set as a bundle, you can save 10%. So today is Freebie Friday, which means my mailing list subscribers get an exclusive PDF tutorial for a craft project that I don't share anywhere else. And today's project is this cute little Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer gift card holder, and it's made using that same Trim Your Stocking die set. So if you're not already a member of my mailing list and you would like to get this tutorial, you can sign up at creativelyhomemade.com/mailing list/, and that will take you to a sign up form where you can enter your email address. Just be sure when you get that first email confirming it that you click on the link to verify that your email address is correct. And then after you've done that, you'll get another email from me with the link to my tutorial library and the password to the page where you can download this project and all my past ones. So I hope you've enjoyed this little stocking gift card holder tutorial. If you found it helpful and would like to see more of my videos, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy holidays and happy crafting. Bye.